And now presenting our beloved host, No!
Welcome back to my talk show. I'm your host, Noah Wallace, and this is Blast from the Past. Today we're going to be reviewing the 1500s. Now I'd like to introduce my first guest. Come on out. Very nice to meet you, sir. What is your name?
Ignatius of Loyola,
When were you born, good sir?
1491.
Now would you like to tell the crowd a little bit about yourself?
Maybe. I will.
Sorry about those technical difficulties, folks. Let's get back to the questions. When were you born and where?
I was born in 1491 in Loyola, Castile, Spain.
Did you have any major tragedies in your life?
Yeah, I got shot by a cannonball in 1521 that made me revert to Christianity.
Well, I guess you could say that was a pretty holy experience.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
Welcome back. We're extremely sorry. We had to kick out an obnoxious fan. Let's get back to the questions yet again. So, why were you forced to convert into Christianity?
Well, while I was being treated at a castle, the only books they had there were books of Christ, the Bible, and his followers, so that's what I had to read while I was there.
Very, very interesting. What was your profession?
I was a very noble man, and I had to have many deeds towards other noblemen and even my own father.
Mad respect for you, good sir. Do you have a wife or any family members?
No, I do not.
Very sorry for you. Why are you wearing all black? Are you emo?
No, I was just a very holy man and a very noble man also, and this just showed my power and how much money I had. Also,
Where did you get that book?
this is what I was given whenever I was in the castle.
Really?
And what I read.
How much have you read of that book?
The whole thing, cover to cover.
Dang.
14 times.
Very solid. So tell me, what education did you have?
I went on a pilgrimage and I gained 12 years of education through much schooling.
For all those younger audiences, would you explain what pilgrimage is?
I went on a religious trip to many different sites across the world and learned many different things, as well as went to schools.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Well, I can tell you lived a very interesting lifestyle. Thanks for coming on the show with me.
Yes, sir.
Please show your way to the exit. Welcome back. We have our second guest, Pope Leo X. Come on out. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Noah.
How was your flight out here?
It was very good, thank you.
Very good, very good. So, you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Yes, I was born on December 11th, 1475 in Florence, Italy.
Really? Was it harsh times then, or were you living the dream?
I was living the dream. I was from a very wealthy family, Noah.
Very good. Who are your parents?
I am the son of Lorenzo de' Medici, a very wealthy man. I lived a very good childhood.
I can tell. I've heard a lot about your father, about what he did for your country.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you had a lot of free time on your hands when you were younger. How did you spend that in Florence, Italy?
I spent it with a lot of free time. I looked through a lot of books. My father had a lot of those to look through.
Were they religious books? What kind of books were they?
Oh, yes. This is my Bible. I read through this multiple times. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I've read the Bible a couple times too myself. Very, very, very good book. I like the author of it. So. When did you become Pope?
I became Pope in 1513 and I was Pope until 1521, until Martin Luther took over, and I despise him and his ideas.
Yeah, I heard you have beef with him. Why do you despise him so much?
Because he's trying to take away the rights that I have of indulgences, which is why I'm a very wealthy man.
Oh, I see.
I get people to forgive them of their sins for
so
money.
they buy the indulgences off you and that forgives their sins.
Yes, and then their sins are forgiven. But Martin Luther is trying to take this away from me, and I use these indulgences for good things, like to rebuild St. Peter's Basilica and many other features.
See, that I agree with you. That is pretty good. Why do you think he wants to take these away? Why do you think Martin Luther despises this?
Personally, I believe he doesn't think that the indulgences are the best way to forgive them of their sins, but it truly is because the people are having a good cause for the church and the rebuildings, and at the same time, their sins are getting forgiven.
What is your motive as Pope, or what do you believe in?
I just want to keep things in order, and I think that's what Martin Luther, his way, would not keep order.
You said that God has given us...
What is that stuff?
Do you have a quote or motto you like to live by as the Pope?
Yes, I do. It is, God has given us the papacy, so let us enjoy it.
Why do you live by this quote?
Because as the Pope, I hold all the keys to the church officials, and I leave the right to those open for families, friends, and other Florentines.
Very, very nice. Is there anything else you'd like to expand on with that?
No, I just believe that since I have my position, I should be able to make the calls.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your life?
No, it's just been a very good life. I've had it easy, but I've worked hard, and that's why I've gotten to where I am today.
Well, I forgot to ask you about your speeches.
Yes, I've been very well known for my speeches in the style of Cicero, which is very persuasive, so I'm a very persuasive speaker.
Like Owen Schroyer?
Yes,
All
a
right.
little better.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
The exit's right there.
Yeah!
Man, what an amazing movie that looks like. I think I'm gonna go see it next week. For our next guest, we have King Henry VIII.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me here.
Nice to have you on the show today. I didn't think you'd come, Mr. King.
Yep, I'm King Henry VIII, and that's my name.
Very solid. Would you like to tell us when you were born?
Yes, I would very much like to tell you. I was born in 1491, and I'm also known for having 6 of my wives. You know that?
Whoa!
Yeah, 6 wives.
Lots of ladies, man.
Yes,
All
but-
at the same time, may I ask?
No, not at the same time. I executed most of them, but that's about it.
Do you have any reasoning behind that?
Well, alright, well, back to my answer on that. I had the 3rd wife after my first 2 because I needed a male son to take my throne. I had the 4th wife because of diplomatic reasons. I also had the 5th wife because I fell in love again. I had the 6th wife because I was old and sick and I needed a companion and nurse who wouldn't give me too much trouble, you know?
So I can see you're quite the player.
Yes, I might be, but
I can also see you're quite the ladies' man. I give you respect for
Yeah.
that, good sir.
very. I mean, the king getting all the ladies. I don't know.
Yeah. I can tell. I'm assuming that's your daughter back there.
Yes, that is my daughter, Bloody Mary, back in the stands. She'll be on the show later, right?
Yes, she is a
Yes,
guest.
she will. She
Queen
will.
Mary. Queen Mary the First.
Yes. That is her again. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Pause. Any other interesting aspects about your life or things that happened that you would like to share with us
Yes,
today?
yes. One big thing that happened in my life was my disagreement with the Catholic Church. You know, they were just very troublesome for me, and I ended up having the English Reformation, which separated the Church of England with the Catholic Church.
Why did you disagree with them so much?
Well, you know, all the wives I had, they wouldn't let me remarry, so I just had to do the English Reformation.
I mean, you know, that's a pretty good reason.
Yep.
Not letting you remarry.
Yeah, I just had to do what was best for me.
All right. Did you have any troubles in your life at all?
You know me, I'm very athletic, and one of my health problems was whenever I had an accident with my leg. You know that? I was
didn't know that.
jousting with someone,
Oh.
and my leg got injured, which led me to some bad health.
Really?
Yeah, bad health, and that's pretty much it.
Is that why you needed the one wife as a nurse at that one point?
Yes, that's why I needed that one wife as a nurse.
Very, very smart.
So thank you for having me here.
yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Please have a safe ride home. Everyone, King Henry the Next guest, we have Queen Mary the First.
Oh my god!
Oh, hi.
I'm so happy to be here.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mary. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I can see you're pretty excited to be on the show tonight.
Oh, I'm just a little nervous.
I can tell. All right, do you want to tell us when you were born?
1516.
Well, you're quite old.
Thank you.
When did you come to the throne?
Oh, I think I went into the throne around like 1553. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I can tell. Were you living in luxury?
I was. It was a really nice seat.
Very, very nice seat. Well, is there anything interesting you want to tell us?
I am very Catholic. I love Catholic.
Really?
I try to put it in a Roman.
Well, you're so religious, and the sin is obviously killing people. Didn't you kill a lot of people?
So many.
Why, may I ask?
Well, they were heretics.
What's a heretic?
Someone against Catholicism.
Well, how did you kill all these people? It must have been like a really big process for how many people that you killed.
Yeah, I just lit them up and burned all of them.
Oh,
They're pretty nice.
very interesting. I bet it was a giant fire.
It really was. Every single one of them lit up. It was like fireworks.
Oh, that's pretty gruesome. All right. Cut. I think you're an extremely sick person for killing those people.
Thank you.
Did you have any other problems?
Yeah, I had reproductive system disease.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty painful.
yeah. So I know we've all heard about the urban legend or the rumor Bloody Mary. Is that true?
Yes,
So you're a Bloody Mary.
yes.
Well, you're obviously very Catholic. Well, how did this happen? Like, where did you come to religion like this?
My mother, she was very Catholic. Catherine of Aragon.
Wasn't she King Henry VIII's wife?
Yes.
He's very anti-Catholic. That must have been hard growing up in a home like that.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. So my father divorced my mother because she was Catholic, and then married Annie Boleyn. And her daughter, Elizabeth, was very mean, and I did not like her at all.
I was gonna say.
Sounds like some family beef to me. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my. Thank you.
The exit's right over there.
Thank you.
Good job. Man, what a scary trailer that was. I'm gonna go see that next week, but I'd rather bring someone with me so I can hold their hand when I get scared. All right, but now it's time for you to meet our next guest. Come on out, Martin Luther. How are you doing today?
I'm doing quite all right.
I can see you're making yourself right at home right away.
Well, this is my home after all.
Very true, very true. So, when were you born, Martin Luther?
I was born in 1483.
Really? Luther? Where did you live?
I lived in the Holy Roman Empire.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Was it nice there?
Not really.
Oh, man, that's a rip. So, what did you do?
Oh, well, I was a theology professor, I was a composer, and I was a monk.
Really?
Yes,
what,
sir.
what pieces did you compose?
Pause.
I heard you were a very powerful figure and very famous in the church. How did this happen?
Well, actually, I rebelled against the church. You see, I'm not very happy with the corruption going on in the Catholic Church right now, especially because of those indulgences. Not very happy with those indulgences going on. You
Yeah.
see, it's not because, it's not, they don't actually heal your sins. It's just the Catholic Church trying to make money off of poor people.
Very, very much facts. I heard you have some beef with I heard you have some beef with Pope Leo X.
Of course I do. He's not a holy man. He's a power-hungry crook.
Isn't he money hungry also?
He's a power-hungry crook.
I heard he's also very money hungry also.
Well, that's why indulgences are a thing.
So he was on the show earlier and he was talking to smoke on you. And he said that there's a movie coming out soon about you too, boxing.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask you, who do you think's gonna win that fight?
Well, I don't know. It's whoever can connect better with the people.
Very nice, very nice. May I ask you, what else have you done in your lifetime?
Well, I started the whole Protestant Reformation, you see. It started when I went up to the All Saints Church in Wittenberg and I nailed this piece of paper to the door. It's called the 95 Theses. Read it. And basically, it's 95 reasons why the Catholic Church sucks. And a bunch of people agreed with me, and I started my own religion, Lutheranism.
I heard about the 95 Theses, and I've read it also. It's pretty good. You're a very talented writer.
What can I say? Well, anyway, my whole theory is that you should be able to acquire salvation through your faith in God and not in any sort of indulgences.
Very smart. I like that idea a lot. Well, anything else you would like to say?
Oh yes, that Catholic Church was not very happy with me. They excommunicated me and they imprisoned me.
Really?
But they couldn't stop me because the people loved me.
Well, I think on that note, we should end this. Thank you for
your
coming
time.
in today, and thank you for your time. All right, everyone, Martin Luther! All right, our next guest on the show, please welcome John Knox. I can see you shaved.
Yes.
You used to have a long beard last time I met with you.
Yes, I did.
Good look.
Yep. New year, new me.
Hey, that's the way to do it. So, when were you born and where?
Well, I was born in 1514 in England.
Very nice. A very, very wealthy city, I assume?
Yes, indeed.
So, what have you done in your lifetime that is important?
Well, I didn't like where I was, and I hated the church that was there. So I had a hate for it, and I ended up getting kicked out of the country. I got sent to Scotland, and my beliefs on the Church of England and how much I hated it changed, and it became better for Scotland.
So, many Scotland people started following your beliefs.
Yes.
That is very nice. So, what didn't you like about the English church?
Cut. My influences on my beliefs were George Wishart and Patrick Hamilton. They influenced me on what was wrong with the Catholic Church and what influenced me to make the Protestant Church.
So, was family important to you, and did you have any family?
Yes, family was important to me, but I did not make any recordings of it. My mother's name was Sinclair, and my father's name was William. I had two grandfathers who participated in war. They participated in war against Henry VIII and his army. I assume that they both had died in the Battle of Flodden, and I haven't heard back from them.
Well, if so, I'm very sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
Have you participated in any wars?
No, I have not.
You're a very peaceful man, I assume.
Yes, but other people who do not think the same.
Yes. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show today.
Nice to be here.
All right, round of applause. Yeah. All right. Thank you for tuning in this week to A Blast from the Past. Next week, we will be hosting people from the Renaissance and stuff that they did. Well, this is Noah Wallace signing off. Thank you for joining tonight, folks.